Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. So there was a lot of talks in the cryptocurrency market that this current bull market is coming to an end, but at the same time, we clearly don't see that as well. So what we're going to do today is basically tackle those, again, have a quick look at the cryptocurrency market as a whole, and then dive deeper into some of the top 5, and then answer some questions regarding a few cryptocurrencies from our trading group. More specifically, we're going to talk about GRT. I can see Steve here in the chat asking to tackle GRT. We're going to do that, of course. We're going also to look at CVC. Someone also asked about it. And we can do also ADA. ADA is just going higher and higher. So let's see what the cryptocurrency market holds for us. My name is Rudy Ferris. I'm with CryptoTicker. I'm a portfolio manager and equity trader, and I also work with CryptoTicker as a financial analyst. And also we publish articles on a daily basis that are price predictions and what's hot or not in the cryptocurrency market. So yeah. What we're going to do first is basically just go to, as usual, CoinMarketCap, just to look at the top cryptocurrencies, what's happening today. As today is a Sunday, we are going to see a kind of a consolidation in prices, weaker volumes, and basically a lot of, as I said, the price consolidation basically tend to let prices stagnate, and we're going to think that momentum is being lost, but on the contrary, this is not the case, as the previous week looked very strong. So if I look at the 24-hour performance, I can see that plus 2%, minus 2%, nothing much interesting is happening except for a few coin, of course. So we can see here that Matic, Polygon, and Filecoin made around 12% each. ICP also made 10%, whereas the others plus 2. But in the past 7 days, I can specifically see how Ethereum is at $4,000, 4K, and it is up by 21%. I can see also how managed to make a comeback of 10%. Solana, big talks, where I basically first talked about it when prices were around $30, $40. And today it's at $1.26. Talking about Solana, 140, 1.4. Today it's at $140. So that's more like we have a 50% performance. Doge, I don't like Doge, but recent tweets made it up by 6%. Polkadot, 23%. Litecoin, 20%. So let's just dive deeper and look what's happening. Tron made a really good headline as well, as it broke 10 cents. So let's go to the charts and start with Bitcoin. What's happening there? Because it just broke $50,000. And this is a very important moment for BTC, as we see what might happen later. Are we going to see a price correction lower, or are we going to basically be able to continue our own uptrend without any further stops? Okay. Sorry, German team, I'm going to switch our account back to English. And let's go to BTC first. That's better. By the way, in our last live streams, we did talk a lot about buying at supports. And many people are thinking that, hey, that's maybe pure luck that the market just went up, but that's not the case. We've been talking for weeks at how we have to buy at support level, and we always talk about important level. And those levels are basically, if I'm talking about supports, those are like really good buy opportunities. And every time there's a good buy opportunity, we used to talk about it in our live streams and also in our Discord channel. We basically give specific signals on where to buy and how much our position should be. So like trading is not something that you do on the side. You just open something and forget about it unless you just are waiting for years. Rather, you need to always be on the lookout and always be like, follow the news and follow what the pros are saying. So I'm gonna chart again Bitcoin from scratch. So if this is my chart today, I can specifically see how prices reached $64,000 before. And then we had this huge crash back to 30, like 50% almost. Here it is, around 29, 28, and 30. This area, I always talked about how prices are always at this level, very important for Bitcoin specifically. And for other cryptocurrencies, it happens the same again. KF Chong, nice to see you, man. No worries, we're just getting started with BTC. If you have any token question to chart, feel free to write it in the comment section. So let's look at Bitcoin again. I can see how prices are trying to are continuing on their uptrend. So I'm going to just first plot our important levels, and when I say important, those are specific buys or sells. So I have the 30, the 40, and if you notice, the technicals follow strictly those levels. It's not like I'm just plotting 30, 40, 50. I'm looking where prices managed to retrace, and I can look here how prices had a very strong support, and here, and here, and here, and here, and this is the 50, and it coincides exactly those psychological price areas, by the way. So today we are at this specific level. What might happen here, I can definitely see how prices should. Of course, we have two case scenarios. I'm not going to be someone who's predicting a two-case scenario. It's going to be either up or down. But how much and where should you put your stops and where should you put your take profits? This is where the work happens. So I am exactly on a resistance right now. Should I directly place a buy order for BTC at 50 right here? As a trader, I don't see this as a good setup. If you are someone who likes to gamble or place trades, this is something different. But from a perspective of a professional trader, this is not where we technical traders place our trades. I would like to see a breach of the 50 and the continuation of a price above 50K for an extended period of time, especially if I'm looking at the daily chart. And then I would place my trade a bit higher with a stop loss a bit lower. And then this is where I can see how my position will grow further. But if I'm placing it right here, odds are going to be that I'm going to have maybe a harsh price adjustment a bit lower. So I wouldn't want that, of course. So if I just go and place my Fibonacci retracement from 38K, which was previously a very strong resistance, I can see specifically all the retracement levels. So let me just enhance this view. And first, prices continued upwards and then reached my 50K target. And from here, it is like we already had few retracements all the way back to the 38.2% retracement area. The first time, the second day, the third day, the fourth day, like 4 days, I'm on my 38.2 retracement. More likely, like more than 60% chance that prices are going to extend further above the 50K. Okay, why am I saying that? Because already we had our retracement happening a few times previously. So prices are expected to maybe adjust a bit further below 50K and then continue upwards. So now if you really want to buy in BTC, you should place your stop loss at around $48,000, 48 or 48.5K, somewhere around here, before you see a continuation upwards. Now, where this up would be, definitely the 60K, the psychological price area would be, because previously we barely had any stop. Maybe around 53, I might have a small resistance right here. Hence me placing my trades a bit like following my uptrend. Okay, so from this area, I would expect a small adjustment lower, but the general consensus of the cryptocurrency market is on an upward trend. Bitcoin should continue higher than $50,000. And because of this analysis right now, I'm going to continue going to the other altcoins. I'm gonna start tackling altcoins now, and we're going to see how altcoins basically behave the same way. Some follow Bitcoin exactly, others break through higher, and hence this is why we have our dominance a bit lower. My BTC dominance today in the cryptocurrency market is less than 50%. It's around 40. And if I go specifically to CoinMarketCap, I can directly see that right here, 41%. Okay, let's go back to our chart. That was BTC. I'm going to go to ETH. Let's first see what's happening. And this is my uptrend for ETH. I always said Ether is on an uptrend, always. You can go back to my previous streams. You can read my previous articles where I did the same analysis. I'm gonna do it right now, just to show you guys how from the beginning of the year, ETH was going on an uptrend. And then we had a fake out. My fake out was a sideways trend, sideways, right above, like around the 1.8K. So this is what happened. ETH was on an uptrend and in a parallel upward channel. It broke outside of this channel when prices became very hyped, and then crashed again to reach the 1.8K, went back into the channel, but then continued outside of it when the market was basically going lower. Ether was basically going on a sideways trend. Right here, I can see it. But always limited by the 1.8, 1.7K. But then it continued back up. This is where I can see how prices tried to go lower, but the buying power was way higher, and then continued inside this, back inside this upward channel. And today we are witnessing prices back to 4K. Now prices previously did reach 4.4, almost 4.4. So what might happen right now is basically the same scenario, where prices will go a bit lower towards that channel, 3.6, but then continue on their uptrends. Because this is a bull market. You don't place bets against an uptrend. So the same scenario, if we notice, for Bitcoin, we might see a small adjustment and then prices continuing higher. For Ether, it looks the same as well. Now, of course, prices might directly continue upward. Now, I'm not going to follow the happy path. I always like to follow the not so happy path. Now, how will prices reach this area? Like if I want to look at the time frame, I can kind of assess this by looking at previous price behaviors when prices started going on an uptrend. So for example, right here, when prices started going higher and higher, within 2 weeks, we had a very good, we reached 4.4K, our all-time high. So for Ether, if you want to buy right here, I wouldn't advise. I would wait for a potential retracement. And anyways, reaching from 4K to 4.4 wouldn't be that interesting for me. Like I would prefer to wait rather than entering a trade and then having some risks with it. I'm gonna go to Ripple. Now Ripple looks like it is in the middle of a consolidation, waiting to break through. Now you might think that this previous jump from 1.1 all the way to 1.2 is significant. But if we look at previous price behaviors, this is basically nothing. And we are in for a treat for XRP, because looking at this small consolidation right here between 1.1 and 1.3, when prices manage to break outside of the 1.3 psychological price area, and this resistance area that is clearly in right here, prices will definitely continue upwards, especially that the whole entire market is on an uptrend. So my next stop after the 1.3, I don't want to say 1.4, 1.5, but this is what's happening right here. I would say that taking like midpoint in the beginning, right here, or let's take my Fibonacci retracement tool. It's gonna directly take me here. We might reach our 38.2% retracement level because we are already seeing that. But after that, we will definitely see higher prices like this, all the way to 1.5. And just as our previous live streams where I told you guys, get back to me and tell me what happened. A lot of you guys also came back to me and told me how most of our predictions here made sense and we're in the greens. So for this time for XRP, I'm willing to take that shot again. Prices will definitely continue higher. We are in a bull market. And if you look at XRP, this small upward trend is nothing compared to what it can do, especially with the fundamental bear that still didn't explode. I'm talking, of course, about the SEC events. Once there's any news in that, definitely we will see some very high prices for XRP. Now let's go into those smaller altcoins. So those are from the top 10. I'm gonna do also ADA, Solana, and GRT. We have Moon asking to check GRT. Definitely we're going to do that. Let's do it right now. How about we do it right now? Since and we also had Steve talking about GRT as well, so let's do it. Let's do GRT. GRT, like it was around 0.5, like around 50 cents previously. And today we are at almost $1 and going, like definitely we are going to reach that level, okay? So how would I assess my GRT technicals? Let's do it. If we notice, since May or even like before April, prices were really high for GRT, right? GRT reached a high, an all-time high of $2.8, and we are currently at the $1 price mark. Okay, we are definitely out of our downtrend, because we notice here that we had this downtrend right here that was very harsh, and then we entered a consolidation mode, just like Ether, by the way, and then prices broke out of this consolidation. So let's limit those important areas, because this will help us assess what might happen later for GRT. So looking right here, this is where our very harsh upward trend happened, and it lasted for like several days before it consolidated and continued lower. So this is my first consolidation area. Right now, we managed to break out of the consolidation area, but back into it again. And this is a very good sign, as we see some kind of consolidation around the $1 psychological price area. And it also coincides with it, if you notice. And then we are trying to break out of the $1 again. In my assessment, this is definitely a good buying opportunity right here at the $1 for GRT. I would place my stop at around 0.9 or 0.85, just to have a good buffer a bit lower. So for prices to breathe, I don't mind seeing prices adjust lower. This is the nature of our work and our business. So I would definitely place a buy right here, if I want to place a buy. If you are interested in GRT and if you like the project, I don't want you guys to solely buy cryptocurrencies because of their price action. Understand the underlying technology, understand the underlying project. So this is a good area to buy, and bear in mind that we need to always place a stop loss for our trades, just to enter prices at a lower and a better price. So this is a good buying entry, and if you want to take your profits, this depends, of course, what is your target. So if you are a day trader and you want to have like short-term gains, you might place your buy order at around $1 and take it when it reaches 1.2, for example. And this is a 20% increase in your capital. So if you put, for example, $10,000, that's $2,000 for you. If you are someone who is looking for to hodl and to keep your portfolio open for the long term, you might keep it open for 2, because 2 is also a psychological price area for GRT, and it was very doable and achievable before. So let me just delimit those areas. We have the 1.2 as a short-term price target, because if we notice right here, it was a very strong support for an extended period of time, for like 3, 4, 5 days, and prices managed to consolidate around this area, right? And then when prices broke, they just broke heavily. They didn't even consolidate around the $2, and then just went further to the other support, which is 0.5. Hey Neil, great to see you again, man. We're talking about GRT. So placing a buy order for GRT is a good trade in my opinion. You can buy right here and expect a take profit at around 1.2 if you are, again, a short-term trader. If you want to keep your trades, you can just decide to take profit at $2. This depends on every trader's target, right? We must all have a target and a clear goal in our strategies. And if you don't want also the $2, which is here, you can keep it open, but don't mind the harsh price adjustments. So far, I don't see any harsh adjustments for GRT. It kind of looks like Tron, if you guys know TRX. This price behavior right here is really good, as it looks very safe, and it gives time for the trader to basically tackle his trades. So for example, when prices are readjusting and going lower, you might go and take your profits. And this will help you basically in taking action directly. Whereas if you had this kind of price action, for example, right here, you might not be able to directly catch and lock your profits, and you might lose everything. So this is for GRT. I would see a very good buying opportunity right here for GRT, and you can make it 20% in like a week. Let's see how much time prices might need to reach 1.2. This is a good question that I get asked. When to close my trade? How much time will it need to reach my target, for example? And you will directly go to your, you have a charting tool on TradingView that is the date range, and you will go basically back to this, to whatever you're looking at, and just assess how many days it took. For example, I'm looking at the daily chart, how many days it took for prices to reach a specific area. You will take two metrics. The first would be a harsh day, where it was like, for example, 1.2 and it dropped to 0.5. That's like 50%, more than 50%, 60% in one day. Whereas other days where, for example, right here, it took like, let's see. Since today we are in this kind of range, I would definitely look and assess this target right here. So 20% I'm talking. Might take around 2 weeks, right? Around 14 bars, exactly 2 weeks. And if I take this and place it right here, this is how I kind of, again, this is kind of an assumption, right? It's not something set in stone that this is what's going to happen. Almost, because I might, today, I might wake up and look at the candle bar just shooting up toward 1.2. This is like, no one controls the market, only buyers and sellers, right? Only the participants. And we can only make educated guesses rather than just throwing odds. So that's for GRT, okay? I think it's a good buy right here, placing a stop at around 0.85, but taking my profit at the first target at 1.2, that's a nice 20% unleveraged. If you use leverage, you might even make more. I'm going to go to CVC because someone asked about CVC. CVC just shot way high and now it is in the adjustment phase. I don't personally like to enter such trades. This is really risky to enter, and I would not advise to do so. Someone was asking on the group if we can look at CVC. Well, I wouldn't advise you to enter this crypto right now. I would wait for prices to kind of get a bit healthier than that. Let's zoom in and see what's happening within this. So basically, I can see how buyers kind of entered the market, and directly when I see it, this kind of consolidation right here, and then see a sudden rise above my consolidation, the upper level consolidation, this is definitely a room for traders to jump and for buying traders to jump. So it broke out of the 0.4, like 40 cents. It broke out outside the 40 cents right here. Directly, this is a good opportunity to buy, okay? First green, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, like 6 green candles, like for 6 straight hours, for one day, prices continued higher. Now what I'd like to see is the spread of the candle being smaller, okay? Like the price action starting to mature and consolidate around one specific area, and then maybe I would decide to enter a trade. But right now, and this is still a bit risky, I wouldn't dare entering this because I don't have any metrics to tell me like if this is, what kind of area is that? And this is uncharted territory for me, right? If you just zoom out and look at prices, this is not somewhere I would understand, right? So currently we are at 70 cents. It did reach $1. I would want maybe for prices to ease also to 60 cents. So even wait a bit further for prices to go lower. And then I might decide to enter the trade. Right now, this is definitely not a good time to buy this specific cryptocurrency. Okay, especially because we are at uncharted territories. We don't know how prices would react. What's happening with the project? You should be able to understand the project first before going into the price action of the token. Okay, I'm going to look at Sol. Solana made a really good price action. Can I see Sol USD? Yeah. Let's check this price. So basically, for people who follow me, I did talk about Solana way before it reached its all-time high. Solana is a great scalability project, and basically today, if we look at the projects using Solana, today I'm going to publish an article talking about the top 5 projects that are using Solana. And we can see how projects are basically trying to use the technology and be able to scale higher. And this is a very good fundamental for any kind of project. This is the kind of project that we look into. We don't just look at prices, right? So this is a real world use case for this project. I'm not talking about a simple token that people exchange. This property basically is sent to other altcoins. Bitcoin started it, other projects are enhancing it for the speed of the transaction and the security. For example, XRP decided to do it, but in a kind of a centralized way. Other projects are doing it in a purely decentralized way. So Solana is a scalability project. Many other projects in the cryptocurrency market are using its infrastructure. We have like more than 400 projects already. If you go to their website, you can see all the projects. And those are really good potential investments as well. So for a project to use Solana, and Solana is doing this price behavior, its underlying projects would also rise. And this is where traders, smart traders should look at, not only buying like famous coins or whatever, mainstream ones. Go for the underdogs, go for the ones that no one is talking about, and you can see like a kind of volume preparing for this, getting prepared with the token. So one little trick I'm going to tell you guys what to do is going to an aggregator, for example. Go to Binance, go to whatever an aggregator you use, and look at basically first the volume, 24-hour volume. So you filter on the 24-hour volume, and then you have to choose the projects that are not mainstream, but have a very high volume. So for example, Tether, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ether Classic, go on. Ether Classic, look at the volume. They have like a 6 billion volume per day. You might put that on your radar. We have Axie Infinity and Litecoin that have a very high volume as well. Solana Polling, but those are like already mainstream ones. Axie Infinity became mainstream because of their incredible price increase in this past month. Matic, US, so those ones are preparing to go higher. I'm personally invested in Tron. I bought Tron at 5 cents, 4.5 cents. And today it's at 10 cents, so that's a great trade for me. Let me go further. We have AVAX, okay. I pressed on Tron by mistake. So basically, this is what you should do, but go to the trader, the platform that you use, and look at the volume, filter by volume, and then look at those underdogs, the coins that you never heard about. Look at the technical analysis, look at if prices make sense to buy at this specific area, and then you can buy. This is a definite win. And I did that a lot of times. I'm thinking of doing that live, just doing a live stream of me trading live. And maybe you guys can do the same, and we can just talk about how this can be achieved. But I think the guys on the Discord channel are sending pretty good signals. And and on our premium CryptoTicker subscription. So what else do we have? I was talking about Solana before I forget. This is definitely uncharted territories for me. Again, I don't like to personally enter this kind of assets. it's too late for people who didn't buy in. I would recommend looking at other cryptocurrencies. But if you are a day trader, you can zoom in and see right now that prices are kind of consolidating around $140. If you really want to buy Solana, you can place a stop loss at around 130 or $125 right here. Let me place that. Place a stop around right here, and then place a take profit. Or you can wait for prices to adjust a bit lower and then enter the market. So this is a buy area right here. With the stop a bit lower, I can lower my stop a bit. And then place a take profit. And this depends on your level of, I would place it at 180, honestly. Not because of anything, but looking at how prices were growing in the past 2 weeks, I can definitely see a bit more room for growth, especially if I go to the aggregator, for example. Let's see, Solana. Its market cap is at 40 billion. So it might surpass XRP. I would think that it is a good project to hold for the long term. Yeah, Neil you just said the exact same thing. Is it good for a long-term hold? I would expect prices to fall though. Okay, that's why I'm not very keen on buying Sol right now. It is a bit too late for people who missed the $40 to $50 price mark for Sol. I think we might see a bit further lower prices. But definitely for the long term, since it is a scalability project, and we have this issue today in the cryptocurrency market where most projects are not very scalable, right? Bitcoin, Ether, it's a very slow process, expensive fees. You need to plug into other projects in order to be able to run your project. Solana makes it very easy for projects. So I think, and as the what's it called? This thing is progressing further, I would say that Solana is a good buy for the long term, definitely, yeah. Now, it's room, like if you are looking for something that will get you like 100% return, that might be a bit hard since Solana currently has a 40 billion market cap. And if you look at Binance, which is a very good project, of course, like one of the biggest exchanges, crypto exchanges in the world, it's like currently at 80 billion. And I might see maybe Solana competing with Binance, that's for sure. So maybe, yes, the prices can still grow, but not at the same rate as it did before, like from 30 to 140. I'm not going to see 140 till 500 now. That's a bit too late, okay? Now my max is maybe double. And that's why I would prefer to look at other cryptocurrencies that are still out there and that have like way bigger buying opportunities. Okay, let me do as my last token for today. I'm going to tackle TR. Let's look at Matic. Someone I remember was talking about Matic being a good project, and I did. I think Neil, you remember, I did talk about Matic and say how the $1 price mark is a very good price to buy at. And today we are at 1.7. I think this is where I said last time that with $1, 1.3 is a good price to buy. And we did see this price adjustment earlier. And then prices started to rebound from this level right here. So I'm always happy and glad to see my predictions being on point. I'm not talking about myself again. This is the nature of the business. Like you put a prediction, it might happen, it might not happen. But so far, most of what we are talking right here on our live streams are doing really good. That's awesome, man. I'm really glad you bought also at $1. Yeah, like what I basically do is not rocket science. I basically look at those undervalued tokens and the projects that have really good potential in the market. And then if If they are at around a support level, that's number one. Number two, and this support coincides with a psychological price like 1, 2, 3, 1.5, those like finite numbers. This is definitely a buy. Like this is not something weird. Now at 1.7, I would expect further also adjustments. Like I can see this pattern repeating for all cryptocurrencies, by the way, a small adjustment towards 1.6. We always have like a small adjustment and maybe continuation towards 1.2. Now, how long would this take? I might say maybe a couple of weeks. I don't expect prices to shoot very high. But this also depends on the cryptocurrency market. Hey, this might happen. In my opinion, I don't think this is going to be, we're going to see a harsh jump in Matic suddenly. It might happen, it might not. I think prices will adjust a bit and then continue all the way up towards $2. Now, if you guys want to know other cryptocurrencies to look at for this week, I'm going to suggest a few. Definitely look at TRX. Tron breached 10 cents, as I said again. And it is basically currently priced at 7 billion, its market cap. And I see it competing with other projects like Matic and ICP, which in my opinion, like Tron is doing really good. So I expect its market cap can be closer to 10 billion, for example, and this would bring its price way higher. Like if I'm talking about 1.5 times, so prices might reach 15 cents easily, okay? And I'm saying easily, because if we, and this is, I'm going to say why. First, prices stagnated around 10 cents. They didn't drop heavily once it reached 10 cents. And let me just show it on the chart. Here we go. So right here, prices reached 10 cents, adjusted a bit lower, and we are continuing on our uptrend. You can clearly see it right here. And let's look at where it might reach. I'm going to go back and zoom out. And of course, fix this view. Okay. So this is the 10 cents, and this is where I said my target was earlier. And now since we reached it, because we can see how prices here were like very strong support. My next stop is definitely 11. This is nothing. It's very easy to achieve, by the way. 11 cents, but this is the 14 cents, the 15 cents that I was talking about right here. And for this project to reach it, it's very easy. As I said earlier, it's making really good headlines in the cryptocurrency market. Fundamentals are backing it as well. And it might easily compete with Filecoin and Matic and ICP and Terra Luna as well, which has a market cap of 12 billion. So my 7 billion to reach that number, definitely the 10 cents would reach 15 easily. Zilliqa, we did publish an article about this project. I'm not very keen on this project, by the way. Let me check it. I'm honestly going to talk only technical wise. I'm not going to enter the fundamental and what the project. I'm not very, I'm not following this project much, but based on purely technicals, let me just do my quick analysis right here. I'm going to talk out loud so you guys can follow me. I can see previous support level right here and the resistance that became a support again right here. And we are reaching our new target right here at around 14 cents. For this to reach right here, it's going to continue maybe, and it is mid uptrend right now currently in price wise. I would wait for for prices, like for example, when it reaches 14 cents, I might consider buying, for example, if I am interested in this project. I wanted to reach right here and not buy mid trend. I hate buying mid trends. It's basically means nothing to me. So I would definitely wait for prices to increase a bit further just for confirmation, and then I might maybe place my buy orders around 14 cents after I see a good consolidation around that price. Now you were saying it is a forgotten project. I honestly don't know. We did issue an article about that. You can check our website, by the way. Let me link to that right here. I'm going to link you guys this article about Zilliqa. But looking purely at the chart, hey, like the entire cryptocurrency market is growing right now, and if you are into this project, definitely why not? Because 13 and it can reach 20 easily, right? If you look at what happened within those couple of months, but this might take a while. Like this is not a jumping project, something that is going to jump further. So yeah, where is this Zilliqa? I do remember. Here we go. Should Zilliqa be part of your long-term cryptocurrency portfolio? So that's the article I was referring to. $6 stock in ZIL and it's now 10. Well, I'd say keep them. Keep them. Why not? Maybe you might even want to buy some more, but not at the current price. Sure. Why not? Check this article. I didn't look at it much, but I would definitely say be careful when you trade. Now, if it's only $6, hey, that's fine. You can keep them. We're not going to debate if you need to liquidate your $2-3 $4 profit from that. Okay. Sure, man. Anytime. If you guys have any more questions, please post them on the group. And I'm going to see you guys next week. If you guys want to prepare some cryptocurrencies for me to look at, we're going to do that exact same thing on a weekly basis. If you have any trades, we're going to look at them and assess whether we need to increase our position, get out and liquidate. And yeah, we're going to try our best to tackle those points from a very professional and of course, professional side. No hypes around here. And I'm going to see you guys in our next live stream. Thanks for joining Neil, Moon, Steve, other guys, anyone who maybe managed to come here. And I'll see you on the next stream. Cheers, guys. Have a great weekend.